Counting on Josh Duggar faces harsher prison punishment. Counting on alum Josh Duggar continues to serve his 12.5-year prison sentence in FCI Seagoville in Dallas, Texas. Numerous reports have surfaced about what the oldest Duggar child has been up to in prison. Some said that he's living his best life being treated like a rock star. However, news sources claim that Josh may now be experiencing hardships in prison. Keep reading to see why. Counting on Josh Duggar living a good life in prison. Several sources previously surfaced saying that Josh is living a better life in prison. According to an insider, the Counting on alum is being treated like a VIP in prison and was even moved to a dorm with special benefits like appliances. Josh was also spotted walking at the prison fields wearing sneakers and sunglasses, which was considered luxury. He has also gotten into trouble after he was caught with a contraband phone, increasing his sentence to a couple of months. Regardless, several sources said that he's still treated differently and allegedly signed newspapers of himself when he was arrested for CSAM. Josh faces harsher prison punishment. According to reports, Josh Duggar and his cell are facing harsher punishment following a recent contraband incident. It was previously reported that the prison halted the inmates' recreational time as punishment for suspected contraband. This led to some of the inmates doing a hunger strike, though it's unclear if the Counting on alum took part in it. As a result, the authorities made adjustments to discipline the inmates. Sources revealed that they now have canceled classes and having inmates stay in their cells more often. It was also clarified that there was no lockdown, but they had to modify the operations due to facility upgrades and repairs of some utility systems. Counting on Josh Duggar's prison cell continues to face issues. This wasn't the first time Josh's prison cell faced issues revolving around contraband. Last December, the Counting on alum's cell reportedly got shaken down after numerous reports of illegal activities, including using contraband phones. Sources also said that the dorm had special access to the internet, leaving many people worried. It wouldn't be a huge surprise if Pest was responsible. He just thinks the rules don't apply to him. But honestly, if he keeps getting his sentence extended, then that keeps away from all the Douglets for longer. Pest is only in an honors dorm because of the fact he is a celebrity AMO, which frankly just sounds like corruption to me too. Josh Duggar's wife, Anna, remains silent about her imprisoned husband. However, she's been spotted numerous times in public, and some people think her body language indicates that she's dealing with depression, especially after gaining some weight. The once beloved reality television star, Josh Duggar, is no stranger to controversy, but his latest legal woes have taken a turn for the worse. Having already been sentenced to over 12 years in federal prison for his crimes, recent reports suggest that Duggar is facing even harsher punishment behind bars. With increasing scrutiny from both legal authorities and fellow inmates, the former 19 kids and counting personality is experiencing the stark consequences of his actions in ways he may have never imagined. A life in freefall. Before his conviction, Josh Duggar was the golden boy of a family that built their brand on purity, modesty, and Christian values. The Duggar name was synonymous with a highly regimented lifestyle, one that emphasized obedience, discipline, and devotion. However, behind the carefully curated image of wholesomeness, cracks in Josh's character were evident long before his legal downfall. Allegations of past misconduct had surfaced years earlier, but with the family's influence and powerful connections, he managed to evade serious repercussions until now. Josh's trial and subsequent conviction in 2021 for receiving and possessing child sexual abuse material, CSAM, sent shockwaves through both his devout fanbase and the wider public. The judge, unimpressed by Duggar's lack of remorse, handed down a strict sentence. But for Josh, the severity of his punishment did not stop at the prison gates. Increasing restrictions and punitive measures. In recent months, reports have emerged indicating that Duggar's time in the Federal Correctional Institution, FCI, Seagoville in Texas has become increasingly difficult. Sources claim that his behavior has led to disciplinary measures, resulting in additional restrictions. Whether these infractions are a result of insubordination, rule violations, or difficulties integrating with the general prison population, the consequences have been swift and unforgiving. Insiders reveal that Duggar has been placed in solitary confinement for extended periods due to conflicts with both fellow inmates and staff. Life in solitary can be grueling, minus 22 to 24 hours a day confined in a small cell with limited interaction with others. It is a punishment that is often reserved for the most serious violations, a clear indication that Duggar is struggling to adhere to prison regulations. Targeted by inmates. Incarceration is never easy, but for individuals convicted of crimes against children, prison can be especially treacherous. Convicts guilty of such offenses are often ostracized and, in many cases, targeted by fellow inmates. According to sources familiar with the situation, Duggar has not been exempt from this harsh reality. Fellow inmates reportedly view him as a high-profile offender and have expressed disdain towards him. While correctional officers typically take measures to protect vulnerable prisoners, there is only so much that can be done to shield someone from verbal threats, intimidation, and even physical altercations. Reports suggest that Duggar has been subject to verbal harassment and has been involved in multiple altercations. Some inmates have allegedly taken it upon themselves to remind him of the gravity of his crimes, further isolating him from whatever small social circles exist within prison walls. A strained relationship with his family. Josh's legal troubles have not only affected his standing within the prison, but have also fractured his relationship with his family. While the Duggars have historically presented a united front in times of controversy, it is evident that not all members of the family are standing by Josh's side. His wife, Anna Duggar, initially expressed unwavering support, but recent rumors suggest that even she is beginning to feel the strain. Raising their 7 children alone, Anna is reportedly facing mounting pressure from both inside and outside the family to distance herself from Josh. Some of her in-laws have allegedly encouraged her to cut ties, recognizing that continued loyalty to a convicted felon may not be in the best interest of her children. Other Duggar siblings, including Jinger Vulo and Jill Dillard, have publicly distanced themselves from Josh. In interviews and social media posts, they have spoken about their complicated emotions surrounding the case, with Jill even hinting at past trauma connected to the Duggar family's stringent upbringing. Legal troubles far from over. While Josh Duggar is already serving a lengthy sentence, his legal troubles are far from over. His legal team has filed multiple appeals, arguing that his trial was unfair due to the exclusion of key evidence that could have supported his defense. However, legal analysts believe that the chances of a successful appeal are slim, given the overwhelming evidence that led to his conviction. Additionally, further disciplinary actions in prison could extend his sentence or make his time behind bars even more restrictive. If he continues to violate prison rules, he could lose privileges, be relocated to a higher security facility, or face even harsher punishments within the federal system. Public perception and the end of a legacy. Josh Duggar's downfall has not only destroyed his reputation, but has also tainted the Duggar family's once unshakable brand. Counting On, the TLC spin-off that followed the Duggar children after the cancellation of 19 Kids and Counting, was officially axed in the wake of Josh's conviction. Public sentiment towards the family has shifted dramatically, with many former fans questioning how much the Duggars truly knew about Josh's behavior before his arrest. While some of the Duggar children have sought to rebuild their lives and rebrand their images, Josh's incarceration remains a dark cloud over the entire family. His parents, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, who once controlled the narrative of their family's public persona, now find themselves in a position where they can no longer defend their eldest son without facing immense backlash.